Hello everyone and welcome to this educational video about sustainable tourism. Today, we are going to talk about the traditional village of Tenganan Dauh Tukad. This village is one of the oldest traditional Balinese villages located in the Karangasem region. The unique local community practices authentic rituals, famous weavings of geringsing cloth, and the traditional process to make palm wine. Sacred forests, clean rivers, beautiful rice fields, and hills surrounding Tenganan attracts hundreds of people a day. What makes Tenganan Dauh Tukad sustainable? Well, this village prioritizes the management of social, environmental, and economic impacts relating to its present and future tourism goals. These priorities are known as the 4 pillars to a sustainable business. Socio-cultural sustainability is difficult to maintain. Policies and procedures must remain in place that safeguard the community's welfare while preserving and promoting its distinct cultural character. Tenganan Dauh Tukad does this in the form of strict laws regarding population and cultural heritage preservation. As an example, only those who are born in the village are allowed to stay and become full members of the village. Anyone who is born in the village and marries outside must leave but can visit. Cultural heritage preservation refers to initiatives to protect and advance the customs, ceremonies, and practices that are essential to Tenganan Dauh Tukad culture. This could entail funding festivals, cultural activities, and the upkeep of historical sites. Encouraging community people to actively participate in decision-making process concerning cultural customs, events, and initiatives is known as community engagement and participation. This guarantees that the viewpoints of the community are considered and honored. Education and cultural transmissions includes Tenganan Dauh Tukad is widely known for its rich culture. This is fostered through the educational initiatives aimed at teaching the next generation about their customs, dances, and crafts. Whereas for the cultural tourism, the village works at maintaining the integrity and authenticity of the local culture while simultaneously promoting cultural tourism to create economic opportunities. The town can benefit from sustainable tourism methods without sacrificing its cultural traditions. Tours of the village are provided with a guide. The guide will introduce the tourists to their family and show them a variety of customs around the village as well as what their family has made for sale. They explain the processes and customs that their family practices, and little pressure is applied towards selling the goods. Intergeneral information transfer, which is encouraging the younger generation to acquire the information and abilities of the older generation to preserve traditional practices over time. The building and upkeep of cultural infrastructure, such as community centers, museums, or performance venues that support the preservation and advancement of cultural practices is known as cultural infrastructure development. Environmental impact. Conservation efforts are taken seriously and are continually implemented throughout the village. Awig-awig in Tenganan villages are regulations related to the prohibition of lodging several types of trees in the village forests, as well as regulations related to the taking of wood materials that can be used by residents. Other traditions that protect the environment are preserving village forests, keeping the environment clean, and prohibiting the use of vehicles on the main village corridor. Economic impact. To be sustainable, the village practices community-based tourism that shares the culture while protecting the village residents and environment. Community-based tourism ensures that the local communities have full ownership and management of the tourism experience, allowing economic benefits of tourism to stay within the country. Many in Tenganan Dauh Tukad can find employment from the opportunities created by the tourism industry, decreasing the local poverty and ensuring a source of stable income. The community's living standards are heightened through the employment of cultural activities which display their historical and cultural significance to tourists. Jobs include weaving, especially for the geringsing cloth worn in traditional ceremonies and ritual combat, carving wood, and other handiwork that is used to barter. Items made specifically in the village are usually not bought with money, which makes trading and bartering add to the experience of the trip. Ecotourism can help to augment developing areas and communities, especially those that are particularly rural. Economic growth aids initiatives that support the development of other important resources, such as conservation projects, awareness education, promotion of sustainable practices, and minimizing the environmental impact of tourism. Powered by economically sustainable tourism practices, these activities can help local communities preserve the habitats of native people, plants, and species. Management. Tenganan Dauh Tukad have a significant involvement in planning, implementing, and supervising economic activities. Villagers are responsible for all stages in the development of tourist attractions and the management of the economic scale through employee and local entrepreneur roles. As institution in the village has been implemented as the owner of the tourism industry within the protected area, these responsibilities account for sustainable growth in tourism. Due to the civilians being responsible for all of the development, they have a self-managing system. With the owner as the overseer, from there it is on the individuals and groups working together to manage daily tasks and activities. Concerns for the future. As urban areas neighboring Tenganan Dauh Tukad continue to grow, issues relating to the four pillars are presenting themselves. Tenganan Dauh Tukad is already located just an 8-minute drive away from a popular beach hub called Candi Dasa. Bali's struggle with water scarcity, pollution, and unplanned urban development are potentially threatening Tenganan Dauh Tukad and other traditional villages. Bali faces water scarcity issues from groundwater extraction resulting in falling water tables, saltwater intrusion, and a lack of portable water for the growing population. This poses a significant threat to both local communities and the tourism industry. As the number of tourists grows, so does the waste generated on the island. Bali's waste management infrastructure struggles to cope with the sheer volume of garbage. This has led to environmental degradation, including pollution of rivers and coastal areas, impacting not only the island's beauty but also its inhabitants' health. Over the years, hasty and unplanned urban development has contributed to Bali's infrastructure problem. A lack of comprehensive land use planning has led to overcrowding, illegal construction, and a strain on resources. Balancing the preservation of the island's natural beauty with responsible development is a critical challenge. Understanding neighboring threats and being part of the solution is something Tenganan Dauh Tukad can work through using system thinking. Realizing all things are connected and understanding outside problems affect them is using a system thinking approach.